Hello club members, and welcome to this video I'm going to make on N1MM Logger for the 80 metre club call contest, or for any contest really. So let's get to it. So first of all, this is a Windows only program, so you need Windows, and if you've got remote control to your radio as well, so your radio's computer control, which most of us have got. Right, let's get started then. So let's go to a web browser and let's download the program. So at a search bar or at Google or whatever, just type in N1 Mike, so November 1 Mike space Logger, and search, and it's come there. Look, MMM Logger Plus, free software phone. So let's click on it. Once we get on the page, you'll see there's a download tab and program files, and we want to be going for the full install. So we're going to click the full install, which will bring it to another window. Once at that window, to download the full install, click here, just follow the instructions, and once again we've got the US one, and it's there, and it's a link at the bottom. So now we just press this link at the bottom, and let's download it. Right, once the file is downloaded, let's go to where you've downloaded it. Mine's in there, shut everything else down, and we can then install it. Double click it. We've double clicked and got that hourglass there. What's happened is it's gone to another window here, so I'll shut that down. So this is going to start to install. So let's follow the instructions. So it says there's next. You can read this if you want, but don't need to. Next again, please select install cloud N1MM Logger Plus. Yeah, we want that one. Say the path it's going to save it, and just leave it as default unless you have a reason to point it anywhere else. Press next again. It's telling you that the destination folder, these are some setup files which I'll talk about maybe a bit later or in another video. So just press install, just let it go through. Right, I'm just going to pause a minute until it installs, because it takes a little while. Okay, this is now installed, and it says there completed, and you just press next, and it's asking you to finish and reboot your computer. Well, I'm just going to pause again and do this, and I'll come straight back. Okay, we've rebooted and we're back, and you'll see on your desktop it's put two icons, N1MM Logger and also MMM Rotator. So let's click the Logger one and see what happens. So starting up, set up your station and configuration information, okay? And add in your CQ zone, so you don't know what everything is. So let's just get all these bits and bobs together that we're going to require. So let's go to config, and we go down, and it says change your station data. Do this, we get a window up. It wants our call sign, our name, our address, city, state, ignore that, zip code would be our postcode, country, etc. Locator, CQ zone, RTQ zone, your license, like a full license, longitude, latitude. All these things would be better if you have all these all available. Like I know for a fact that the AL section is DX because we're not actually in the AWRL, and you can put the club's website in there, and you can put an email, your email address in there that you want the login program to use also. So I'm just going to pause, and I'm going to fill all this in, and then I'll just let you look what we put in. So just back in a minute. Okay, so we fill this in so you can see what we've got. So it puts your call sign in, you put your name in, your address, your postcode in the zip to England, your locator, you know, your grid square. So if you put your locator square, don't worry, because it will automatically work out your longitude and latitude, so you have to do that. Your CQ zone, which is also the same for the UK 14, in the IT zone is 27. License would either be full, novice, or intermediate. I don't think you actually have to put that in, I'm not too sure. I don't think it's a critical thing. Your radio, I'm going to be using my Kenwood 940 for 80 meters. Power in this competition, it's 100 watts, by the way. So 100 watts. Antenna's a dipole, it's up at 70 feet, and I'm 38 foot ASL, if you know that information. Once again, you don't have to fill this in. ARRL you have to put in is DX. Rover QT8 I wouldn't bother. The club, radio club, it's important when you're submitting the log, is a Humber Fortress DXARC. And use your club email address or an email address that you want to use. Once that's done, you press OK. Right, next thing to configure is your radio. So if we click config again and we go to configure ports and modes, we get another screen come up, and it looks like this. Well, I haven't got a radio connected to this, but I'm going to show you roughly what you do. So for your radios, you've got to know what your COM port is. So if you're running something like Ham Radio Deluxe, or you're running a WinLog 32 already, then you should know or be able to look and see what COM ports and what settings you have your radio on, and just use them. This can be rather time consuming if you do it. So I'm going to put like COM 1. I'm going to select my radio, so I'm going to go down and I'm going to see if it's listed, and it's got TS940, so I'm going to click TS940, and then I'm just going to set the set it so I know what it's on, what speed. So you could drop it down for your speed. You're going to know what your speed is, your parity, your data bits, and your stop bit. Okay, there's other bits and bobs that we can enable here, but at the moment I think we run I think enable both hardware and software PTT. I'm not too sure. I'll have to look at that a little on the other computer, and we'll come back to that. So basically we've set the radio, so it's your own radio, and you do. There is other things up here. If you really want to get deep into it, you can read up yourselves, but we don't need it for all we want is our radio. So you've got your radio set, you press OK. Okay, this is probably going to throw an error, but when your radio is set, in this window here, we can make this a little bit bigger, I do believe. I think I can drag it out somehow. I should have made that bigger. So in here, you would have the radio up here. It would tell you that it's connected. And when you turn the VFO, if you turn the VFO on your radio, you would see this frequency would change. Right, we're nearly pretty much there. So I've got an error because I haven't got a radio connected. So now, we've got all that configured. You've put your details in, everything else. That's roughly it for now. Now you just want to be doing a U-log in the database, so you just press U-log, and that will come up, and you get this page here. At the moment it's set for DX. We would do the log type, and what we're looking for the RSGB 80 meter club call. So it should be in here somewhere. There it is. So it's RSGB 80MCC, and it's just below the first 161 second, and it's there. So we click this, then you're going to fill in that you're a single operator. You're going to be operating 80 meters. We're on low power. Whether it's it could either be the CW contest or the SSB or the PSK one, depending on what mode you're doing. I'm going to set this for SSB because I think that's the first one. Overlay we don't use, not required. You're a fixed station, okay. We're going to put non-assisted because you're on your own. Okay, you've got one transmitter. Leave the exchange how it is because the exchange is just a serial number. And the operators, which is yourself. Once that's done, just set that to go. Then that puts a window at the top there, and that's going to be a logbook. Now, there's another few things. If you want the cluster set up and things, you could configure the cluster and set the cluster up. So you would go to window. Okay, go to window, and we go to telnet. When the telnet comes up, we go to cluster. We can drag and make this window bigger, which will be better for you. Make it bigger and wider so we can configure it a little bit better. Okay, move out of the way because it always will stop on the top. Okay, so we need to make sure that this enable live cluster is clicked and EU only. Then we're going to go around down and we're going to look for a one that's good. There's one here saying 100% it's up, but we're looking at the 13 people connected and it's 100% up. But let's look what a lot more are connected to. So this one here, cluster HID log net, let's go on that one. So we go that, make sure we have our call sign here. Make sure that you click the automatic login and format DX cluster, etc. And then we can press connect to cluster and see what happens. And we're in, it's working. Next thing to do is to go to bands and modes and just click all these tabs across the top and it'll toggle everything off. All we want really, if we're doing the CQ, if we're doing the club call, you just do an SSB, then you just want phone. You don't want to be seeing CW. If you're doing the other one, then you just want CW. Or you just want Digimodes, or you can have them all clicked. But you've got to remember when you see them in the window, make sure you know if it's CW, phone, or in. We highlight 3.5 band. I think all the other things are all right. Click back on the cluster there, and there's the cluster running. You can now literally, you can't reduce that for some reason. It's I don't know if it's a bug or intentionally done like that, but I've tried before. In the logger, if you actually reduce it down like that, you can't actually see the cluster because it doesn't run. So now we want to be seeing the station that's coming in. So that's a cluster connected in. They're all coming in there, and yeah, that's great. But let's go to window, and let's go to available queues, and also band map. Okay, band map's a good one, and reset to radio. So it's trying, but the radio's not working. So that's a shame, really. So what would happen, I can't really demo this properly because I haven't got my radio connected to this computer that I'm making the video on. So you'll get the spots in here and you'll be able to click on them and they'll put you in the log. Right, now logging. Some people have bad eyesight, Bob for one, and a few others, and they probably want to make this a little bit bigger if they can, the font. So if you go down to manage skins, colours and fonts, I'm pretty sure that we will be able to make these just a little bit better, bigger than what we've got it. So I'm not going to go too mad. So coming up, so I'm only going up like 2 or 3 on each one, but you just click on them. So you'll just click on the, you see that can go no more than 40, it's already said, so that's 60, and I think this will be the same, no longer than 12. So it's pretty much done what we can do. So we'll go back now. And that's it. Right, contest time. So the day of the contest, you make sure that you went back. Like I say, you would open the U-log, 80-metre club call contest. You do it, make sure it has the proper start time, so it will be the date. Our first one is going to be on the 2nd of February, and it's on the 7th, so make sure it says that, and make sure it says 1900 when it starts. Once that's done, then obviously press OK, and we're away. So to use a logging program, it's pretty straightforward. You just put a call in. So if I put like M0 Radio Whiskey Lima, and you don't press enter, you use your spacebar all the time. So we do it. I would then give Bob a report of 59, number 1's 001. He would give me 59, and his would probably be 001. Once you have received this, his report, you just hit the enter, and there we are. It's put Bob up there with the report. Same again, M0KVK. Spacebar, most important. Then you give him 59002 because his report is 002, which is there. Once again, Kev's going to come back, he's done better than us and he's worked 34 stations. Then you press enter. If you mess up at any time, you can go up to the top. You can just click on the, I think highlight it, click on the, that's it, edit contact, and you'll be able to edit and change the report, you know, the number and stuff. So there you go. So I hope that's pretty straightforward. So basically, let's just quickly recap. So you've installed the program. When it first come up, first thing to configure is change your station data. So you put all your own personal details in there. If you're unsure of anything, then please ask. Second thing, if you've got your radio all remotely controlled, make sure you know what the settings are from another logging program, or if you know them, it doesn't matter. Then configure your radio to your port and make sure that's working. Like I say, I can't show you it working on here because I don't have the radio connected on this computer. But when you do, it will show other frequencies. Oh, if you want a QSY as well, like to 3.800, you just do that, and it would QSY the radio. But because it's not working, you just literally take the frequency. So you do 3800 and how was it 3.00? I can't remember. Or 3800. You put it in, and it would work. So that's it. The second thing was the cluster. Third thing, sorry, was the cluster. So you go to your cluster, which is there. And remember, we went and we configured it up. So you're clicking, you're making sure that it's enabled live cluster, EU only, and I'm using cluster HRD log. You can use whatever you prefer. There's no good one. You press that connect there to see if it works. And just press there, and that should be it. So for now, I think that's it. I'm not going to show you about automated sound files and that because we have to go into Audacity and recording software, and that's very, very long-winded. If someone is really interested in that, I would probably do a demo at the club one night. But for now, that should get you going in the contest. When the contest is finished, we go to generate Calibro log. Okay. Tell you what it is. And it will generate that log file, give it a call, save it to somewhere, know where you are, and then please email it for me and I can check it, and I will upload it, either upload it to you. If you're au fait on how to do it and you feel confident, you can upload it yourself to the RSGB club call. Failing that, just email it to me and I can take the headache off you. All right, hope the video's helpful. I'll try my best. It's very quick. I've sort of gone through it maybe too quick, but at least you can rewind and watch it again and watch it again. Okay, thank you.